Hello everyone, friends. Today we're going to do a little experiment. We'll ask ChatGPT and Gemini to give us a trading signal based on a chart that we provide them. We'll be trading the Ethereum currency pair and observe how effective these signals from the two neural networks are, compare them, and determine which of these models earns more profit or loses less. First, we take a screenshot of the chart itself, and then proceed to upload that image to ChatGPT. We'll test ChatGPT first, then Gemini. Lately, I've also been using Gemini myself, and I like this neural network, but let's see how it performs in trading. I think I haven't used Gemini on the channel before at all. I've also prepared a small prompt. We specify that we have a 15-minute time frame, the ETH USDT pair. The price there was, well, something with a 7, so 67, not 69. We ask it to indicate the trade direction. Naturally, the take profit and stop loss should be included in the trading signal from the neural network. And we also mentioned that ChatGPT is participating in a small competition against other AIs. How it chooses to use this information is up to it. We specify that the account balance is $1,000 and the winner is the one who earns the most. Well, we wish it good luck. We give the signal and see what ChatGPT replies. GPT does a brief analysis, noting that there was a strong downward impulse. In this case here. Then there was an accumulation flat in this range, meaning there was a small corridor here, and the price broke out of this range a little. It interpreted this as a false breakout and liquidity grab. According to it, it fully understands the situation. Now let's see how it analyzes it. The trade is aggressive for the competition. Entry at 65.75. In general, we'll enter at the current price. Stop loss at 20.90, take profit at 20.35. So this is a short trade. We won't have an additional take profit. There will just be one take profit. So let's mark the levels that ChatGPT gave us now. So our stop loss is at 20.90 and 20.35 is the take profit. This is roughly how it looks. We can also mark it like this, roughly. Let's start. Okay, the take profit was successfully executed. And here GPT was able to analyze the market trends quite effectively, or maybe it just got lucky. So we'll count this as a definite plus for it. And now we'll submit a very similar prompt to Gemini. And let's also consider the exact same situation so that the conditions are equal. And now we make a similar prompt, attach the screenshot, and give the same prompt. And Gemini decides to choose a long position instead of a short, as ChatGPT did. And we also note that Gemini chooses an aggressive position in order to win in our competition. Here it refers to the engulfing, as it wrote, of the last candle, showing a confident buyback. Long lower shadows at the 2500 level. So right here it says there's strong buying reacting to these shadows. Well, let's say so. It marks the 2120 level. That's right here. Well, let's say this is a psychological mark and a zone from where the last major drop started. The price is aiming to close this liquidity gap. It's unclear, but let's assume so. Well, let's give it a try. So we will also enter with $1,000. So our stop loss is at 20.4520 and our take profit is at 21.20. Well, let's take a look. Here we hit the stop loss, which means that in this instance Gemini gets a minus. And now for the next situation. Here we've already dropped quite a bit. We'll also take a screenshot and show it to ChatGPT again. We'll do 3 rounds and analyze the results of 3 trades to see who performs better. So we make a similar request. We also specify that our current price is 20.25. We ask to indicate the trade direction, stop loss, and take profit. We also mentioned that this is a competition. And I decided to specify that the previous trade was also closed in profit, plus $34 specifically for GPT. And then GPT provided an analysis saying that there was a strong spike. Specifically, it probably means this one right here. And after that, there was a strong reversal to the short side, a move downward, and it concludes that the movement has become impulsively bearish. The logic is that the market unloaded, went down, and now a retest of the 35.50 zone is possible. A short trade, stop loss at 55, take profit at 85. Let's give it a try. short position. Our take profit is currently at 85. And the stop loss is at 55. Let's start it. There is an immediate sharp move to the long side, and we get stopped out. So in this case, GPT wasn't able to analyze it accurately. Either the market just shifted in that specific direction, or maybe the technical analysis was sound, but the market still went long anyway. To keep the comparison completely fair and equal, we upload the same screenshot and exactly the same prompt into Gemini, specifying that we had a loss on the trade. We indicate that we had a loss of $24 and the current balance is 976. Well, let's say we're still going to open a trade for $1,000 to gather more accurate statistics. We use the same screenshot and are making the prompt. To recover and outperform competitors, we can't just rely on hope, we need to use market structure. Right now, a potential double bottom or a false breakout of the 2020 level is forming. Specifically, right here. That is, it assumes there might be a breakout to the short side at the 2020 level. And look, our entry is at 2025, stop loss at 2012, and take profit at 2065. So it's a long trade, yes. In other words, the trading plan is long, a buy on the rebound. Despite the decline, selling at the bottom right now is extremely risky. There is a high risk of getting caught by an impulsive rebound. We will play on the price, returning to the old trading range. And look at the logic here. It's a bit risky, but in terms of the competition, not just to get back what we've lost, but to get ahead, we need to catch a move with good volume and a tight stop loss. Again, here Gemini is talking about increasing the position and using higher leverage, but we will still be trading with just 1,000. The main thing for us is to see the percentage of the price movement that we capture. So we'll have equal conditions, so stop loss at 2012. For this long trade here, we have a stop loss set at 2012 and a take profit target at 65. Roughly here. Let me double check, and it seems everything is correct. Let's start trading. That's it. We hit the take profit. We took the take profit, and the trade for Gemini closes in profit. And I want to say that here I entered the loss value a bit incorrectly. Our loss was not $24, but $12. I was calculating with the wrong deposit, so here we should have had $988. And for GPT, the profit should have been $16, and the loss on the second trade $15. So GPT is currently at break even, while Gemini is up $8. And now the decisive round is about to begin. I skipped ahead a bit and we'll be looking from the current state. We'll take a screenshot of the chart like this and send it to the GPT chat for analysis of the third round. The current price is 2,131, and we'll specify that in our prompt and simply send it for analysis to the GPT chat. And this is the analysis that GPT gives us. So there's been a long flat period, accumulation, then a sharp upward impulse, and we can see good growth here. And at the top we've had one pullback and then a second pullback. And according to GPT's analysis, it says that the worst thing you can do right now is to open a long position at market price. And according to GPT's analysis, it says that it's already quite late to open a long or to open a short without a defined zone. You need to play the reaction after the impulse. That's the best setup. So we enter at 130 to 140. That is, we enter roughly within this range. Our stop loss is at 2,165. That's right here. So we'll be opening a short, and our take profit will be at 285. That is approximately right around here. It is an exceptionally substantial take profit, but we will just have to see. We're opening a short position. We set the take profit at 85 in the short and set the stop loss at 165. Just like that. Let's start trading. And our stop loss is unfortunately triggered on a long impulse, and that's minus 1.5%, resulting in a loss of exactly $15. And similarly, we carefully copy the screenshot image that we sent to the GPT chat, copy the prompt, and send it to Gemini as well. We just need to manually adjust our current account balance because our previous trade closed in profit. The previous trade closed in profit, so the account balance is $1,008, and we simply send this prompt. And Gemini chooses a similar strategy as ChatGPT, also to open a short position with a stop loss at 20,155. With ChatGPT, our stop loss was at 20,165, here it's at 20,155, and the take profit is at 20,080. That is, the AIs believe that the market is overheated here, and going long is quite risky, which is basically true. That's why the situation is a bit complicated and rather unclear. In some cases, it might have been better to just sit it out and not trade in such situations at all. Alright, so let's enter these specific positions now. So we open a short position with a stop loss at 155 and a take profit at 2080. Also, yes, counting on the market to reverse. Let's start. And then we get stopped out by the exact same kind of sharp impulse move. So, as I mentioned before, it was quite a difficult and tricky situation, and right here, it really might have been considered very risky to open yet another long position. But both of the neural networks, ChatGPT and Gemini, still decided to trade on the potential reversal, counting on the fact that this impulse would be offset by a significant drop in profit taking by other market players. Also, friends, I want to remind you that we have trading robots that are already operating and have some track record. For example, here I am testing our main robot, but now on new trading pairs. These are YNA and XRP on two exchanges simultaneously. That is on MEX and Bybit. In this case, I am selecting settings here to make trading more stable, calmer, and with minimal drawdowns. With these parameters, I conducted backtests for the past year and 2 years, and the results were good. That's why now I've launched it in live trading and am monitoring it. You can also always order the development of any algorithm you need for any type of market from us, whether it's spot, futures, or even peer-to-peer. Any crypto exchange, we automate everything you need. And we are also starting training on writing trading algorithms completely from scratch. If you want to write your own bots and test them on historical data, the training starts on May 5th. You can find more information on my Telegram channel. You can always message me directly with any questions. All contact details are below the video. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye, everyone.